As my generation gets older, it becomes more and more important to acknowledge the fact that YouTube was just as much a part of our childhoods as TV and movies were, and YouTube, being such a new thing, was naturally scrutinized by older generations. I always think back to one dinner conversation my brother and I were having with my father around 2014, when we were both still kids. My dad was criticizing the sheer amount of, for lack of a better term, brain rot which finds its home on the YouTube.com website. I naturally attempted to defend YouTube, and my brother said something truly fascinating. Something I still think about to this very day. He exclaimed that he does not watch brain rot. He watches information about superheroes.
The farmer in the dell, hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. The farmer takes the wife, the farmer takes the wife, hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer takes the wife.
Both YouTube and the superhero media landscape were in very different places during the late 2000s and early 2010s. YouTube was obviously just created, and things like the MCU were in their infancy. One advantage YouTube had over traditional media is that it wasn't bound by copyright laws, and with YouTube's do-it-yourself attitude, it was a place for fan-created meta superhero content to thrive. Channels like It's Just Some Random Guy satirized the superhero film industry in only 2007. Channels like Death Battle and Bad in the Sun made characters from Marvel and DC and all across fiction fight each other. Any channel could satirize superheroes if we're being real. The first video I ever watched on YouTube was by Smosh, and it was if superheroes were real. There were also channels showcasing gentlemen in costumes running around the streets of major cities. Once again, these videos were very meta, with characters referencing the fact that they're in movies which are currently in theaters.
My movie's already out, it comes out tonight.
My movie is coming out very, very soon.
The state of superhero media during this time definitely explained just how meta these videos were. Spider-Man was now being played by a different actor only a few short years after he was played by someone else. Not only that, he can't cross over with the Avengers, and neither can the X-Men or Fantastic Four or Batman. All of this seems pretty normal now. Everybody and their mom knows about the complex legal tribulations of licensed characters. But in an era before people were chronically online, this all seemed bizarre. And it was very funny when these channels would poke fun at it. As the Marvel Cinematic Universe grew in popularity, so did interest in superheroes. As new characters were getting introduced, people became fans. They wanted to know more about them, and this is where a few problems arose. The comic books being released by Marvel and DC often bared little to no resemblance to what was shown on the big screen, and were also very hard to follow and confusing. It was also expensive for most people to buy new comics every week, and YouTube would provide a solution. Creators like Linkara reviewed comics, and he would do this by recapping all major events and even directly reading dialogue. He read comics out loud so you wouldn't have to buy them, and explained anything you wouldn't understand. Creators would expand on this concept. Comic Historian would ditch the review aspect. He'd also read any comic, not just the ones which were easy to make fun of. Other creators would straight up just give you information about comic book universe lore. Think NerdSync, Variant, or Comic Drake. Content expanded beyond just the realm of comic books. Videos containing theories and news about just the movies were also getting released. Many people in my generation consider themselves superhero fans without having read a single comic. They've seen the movies and watched these videos. I've obviously read the comics because I'm better than you, but my point still stands. With just how hard to keep up with and pricey comics were, these videos were many people's formula, and still are to this day as the format has evolved to TikTok and YouTube Shorts. These channels were what you could easily classify as content farms. You barely knew the creator for the most part, and they sort of just uploaded day in, day out, slowly losing their humanity with each upload. Now, mind you, all the content we've discussed so far, sure, it can be kid-friendly, but it's also easily enjoyed by adults. However, with how popular superheroes are with children, there was a variety of children's content which was also made about superheroes on YouTube. You had Easter egg videos, toy unboxings, although a genre of this does exist for adult collectors, Elsagate videos, and GTA 5 mod videos. As you could probably expect, these channels were essentially printing money back in the day. Kids watched them, and parents just played them on repeat all day long. Most of the stuff for kids was pretty garbage. The only channel I think deserves any kind of praise is this one, which is no longer called this, but Superhero Kids. Just because it felt like you and your friends were hanging out with the kids in the videos as you watched them, because they were clearly having a good time, and it was clearly something managed by a fun older sibling as opposed to a money-hungry parent. But that's a topic for another day. Alright, as I'm sure many of you are asking at this point in the video, what is the state of CBYT today? Well, a lot of the previous content farm channels have added a lot more heart into their videos, with NerdSync going full video essay, with video essays being the most popular form of superhero content on YouTube now. And although plenty of people have criticized them for being cringy, it's still clear that they have heart. And it's also clear that a lot of this older content, especially at the beginning, also had a lot of heart. In a way, it's sort of come full circle. It started with heart, take a shot every time I say that please, became more corporate, and circled right back while keeping an informative tone and the ability to comment on the larger superhero industry as a whole. Truth is, a lot of time has passed since the times when I would consume this content on the regular. Clearly not enough time, because I said time twice in this one sentence, a mistake I would make when I used to make videos on superhero content myself. I've grown up, gained life experiences, but all around I'm glad I grew up watching this stuff. Aunt May was right about one thing, and it's that there's a hero in all of us, and sometimes I think we need to look back at the hero we wanted to be as kids. Because no matter how much things change, sometimes we all need that little boost of hope to leap into the shithole we call the future. Excelsior, true believers. Excelsior.